Trump and Doge are being sued a lot, and as they should be. Several attorneys general have taken the fight to the battleground of the courtroom, seeking judicial intervention to protect their constituents' rights. Yesterday, a federal judge in the Southern District of New York extended a temporary block on Doge accessing the Treasury Department's payment system in a lawsuit that has been brought by 19 attorneys general. But that judge did not indicate when she would rule on a more permanent solution. Joining now is Colorado Attorney General Phil Weiser. Attorney General Weiser, it's good to see you. I'm always impressed with the filings that are coming out of the coalition of AGs that you're a part of. Let's talk about strategy moving forward, though. For our viewers that are tuning in, what you have in hand right now is a temporary injunction, meaning just a temporary block until a federal judge enters a more permanent solution, as in a permanent injunction. Is there evidence that is being presented in any way by the government that would support a claim that they're rooting out waste or fraud of any sort?
Sadly, we've yet to see what is happening as about how to make government work better. Instead, what we're seeing is a lot of unauthorized, risky, and dangerous access to American sensitive and personal information. We don't want to see Social Security numbers or bank accounts end up on the internet or the dark web where hackers can get access to it. We've got systems in place to ensure that our government operations work effectively. Those systems were being disregarded and the laws weren't being faithfully executed. Instead, we saw a lot of risky experiments. That's why we took action. I heard from more constituents about this issue around the Doge access to sensitive information than any other issue that I've heard about as Attorney General. By the way, the number 2 on that list was the unilateral spending cuts that were undermining programs in our state. We've got a successful lawsuit on that front, too. Our job is to protect our constituents, for me, people here in Colorado, and to defend the rule of law, and we'll keep doing that.
And I'm so glad that you brought that up, Attorney General, because I think some people labor under the misconception that all of this slashing and burning that is happening to federal employees is happening just in D.C. But the reality is it's happening across the country. Colorado is home, interestingly, to the largest concentration of federal workers outside of D.C. with about 40,000 employees. What specific impact will these cuts have to the functioning of federal offices?
In Colorado right now, we're reeling from the thoughts that our federal employees, take, for example, the national weather observatories that we have here, NOAA, or take, for example, a lot of the work that we're doing here, the National Institute for Standards and Technology. These are crucial to scientific research, not to mention the federal government funds lots of activities like drug interdiction or survivors of domestic violence. We're dependent on our federal government in lots of different ways, and we've had to bring lawsuits to protect our employees, including, by the way, this cuts to the National Institutes of Health, where Colorado, just the University of Colorado and Colorado State University would have $90 million cut overnight with no justification. A lot of times people may not realize how the federal government impacts so many parts of our lives. The NIH funding, it's about critical medical research, helping to save lives. People who are struggling with cancer or diabetes, they want this reach to go forward. We've got a vibrant economy here in Colorado, and if all these steps to cut NIH funding, to stop federal critical programs, and to threaten our sensitive information, if it goes through, we're going to feel it. That's why we're fighting back in court.
So I saw an interesting litigation twist I wanted to talk to you about. There's been 2 lawsuits that have now been filed where they're suing Elon Musk in his individual capacity, right? So the other lawsuits that are taking place are against the administration, against Donald Trump as president. But now we're seeing lawsuits against Elon Musk individually under the same theory that you guys also filed your lawsuit about a violation of appointments clause, because Elon Musk was never Senate confirmed. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. We saw that argument before, launched by the Republicans against Democrats. I mean, so at this stage, are you getting any type of discovery or any type of information during the litigation process in your own lawsuit that would be useful to the American public to understand how Elon Musk has been able to not only gain access through his Doge Tech Bros, but also how he's able to even functionally operate if he hasn't been Senate confirmed?
One of the concerns we have, Katie, you put your finger on it, is what are the DOJ employees actually doing? There's been a lot of suggestions that they're going to undermine the operations of government as mandated by Congress. And just to put this issue out there, we're defending our republic. We have a separation of powers. We have checks and balances. Congress passes programs, Social Security, for example. And if we have an executive branch saying, we're going to decide who gets Social Security checks, we're just going to withhold some of them. That is illegal. That's an affront to our constitutional system of government. And it is up to the official employees who have lawful authority to exercise it. And if other people are exercising that authority, Elon Musk or anyone else, not the Treasury Secretary, not the head of key departments, that's a problem in terms of the functioning of our republic. One of the points that I would make just on what you said is we have a republic as long as we can keep it. That means we have to safeguard our core values, which is a presidency with limited power and separation of powers. That's what's at stake in this moment.
People need to go back and learn that basic civics lesson, don't they, about separation of powers. Colorado Attorney General Phil Weiser, it's a pleasure to see you, and keep up the good fight. It's good to see you.
Thank you.